Obispo Blues. Leading off, the designated hitter, wearing number 35, Nathan Smela. Then it's number 24, the center fielder, Aiden Anderson. Batting third, the catcher, wearing number 17.
Welcome back to Blues Baseball, Blues Streaming Network. We're back at Sinsheimer Stadium for our second straight contest, and it's game 23 of the San Luis Obispo Blues 2022 Summer League season. It's the Blues and Oaks for the third time this season, and it's another matchup in the CCL South. Hi again, everybody. I'm Zach Ebrahim. Happy to have you along with us. It's game number 2 of 10 straight here at home, and this is the first of a weekend series. The Oaks are in town tonight. We'll have the Foresters on Saturday and the Saints on Sunday. Blues are 6-7 in the South, trying to build upon that record, 5-7 at home. The Oaks come in with their record at 9-7. They're coming off of a loss, but they've beaten the Blues in both matchups this season. We'll see if anything changes. Both games have been about even for both teams, but the Oaks coming up big in a game here at Sinsheimer Stadium earlier in the season, and our most recent game in Thousand Oaks on the road, the Oaks prevailed in that one 5-4 as well. Happy to have you along for game 23 of this season. I'm going to step aside momentarily for our rendition of the national anthem, and I'll be back with you for starting lineups and first pitch. Here we go.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That was our national anthem, getting us ready for first pitch, starting lineups. Blues and Oaks for the third time this season, and it's game 23 of this Blues season. And as we bring you inside the press box, hi again, everybody. I'm Zach Ebrahim. Blues coming off of a 3-0 loss to Orange County, and that was the first time that the Blues have been no-hit here at Sinsheimer Stadium in recent memory. About 10-plus years, we're going to ballpark it at that. Blues coming off of the no-hit bid. For the Riptide, it was their first ever in the history of the organization. So a big moment for them, a combined no-hitter. They use 4 pitchers, and they hold the Blues hitless for the entire ball game. Blues offense certainly trying to bounce back. The offensive numbers have dipped. The pitching numbers have gotten better as the season's progressed. Ball games have been a lot more low scoring and closer. We expect the same here tonight between the Oaks and Blues, third meeting between these two teams in the South. For the Oaks, they come in with their record, as mentioned, at 9-7. They're 7-6 in the South. They're in second place behind only Santa Barbara. They're 2-4 on the road, so Blues would like to keep that trend going. They're coming off of a 7-3 loss. They lost in Santa Barbara to the Foresters, the Oaks did. And here's how they line up today, led by manager Dave Solis. Tyler Gannis is going to lead things off and play right field, followed by Gavin Grant, the shortstop. Austin Carrillo, who's been arguably their most consistent player, is in center field. Zach Dode is the third baseman. A.J. Salgado will DH. Noah Carliner is the first baseman, followed by Colin Heineck, who will do the catching. Tyler Growacki is in left, and Jack Brooks is the second baseman. Our starting lineups today are brought to you by Dairy Creek Golf Course of San Luis Obispo. Dairy Creek Golf. Learn, practice, play at Dairy Creek. Sounds like a good time. Perfect weather for baseball and some golf. We'll start with the baseball and bring you game 23 of this season. Blues are going to call upon Robbie Lardner to get a start this evening. Lardner with his ERA at 8.77 and 13 1/3 innings pitched. He has struck out 15, the freshman on his way to play for Bob Miller at Cuesta College. Facing Tyler Gannis to get us started. And we're underway with ball one. Gannis shows bunt, pulls back, takes ball one. Blues lost 3-0 to Orange County. It was their second straight game against the Riptide, a home and road. They beat them on Tuesday evening in Irvine 4-3 in what was one of the more fun games of the season, followed by arguably, for a Blues fan, the least fun, with the Blues getting no hit here at Sinsheimer Stadium. 4 pitchers used by the Riptide, and it was their first no-hitter in their franchise's history. And the Blues looking to bounce back from that. Lardner's 2-0 pitch as a bunt is laid down by Gannis. And they'll say it's fair. Samuelson waited for that one to roll into foul ground. Stayed fair. Bunt single. Gannis is aboard. I mean, how often have we seen the leadoff bunt, let alone leading to a base hit for Gannis? Safe at first, and Gannis reaches. Here's Gavin Grant. Lardner quickly pitching out of the stretch and fires a pitch that's popped up to the right side. Shallow right, calling for it, Maciel. Charges in, it drops for a base hit. Throw into second, not in time to get him. And both batters have reached on a bunt single and bloop single to right. Quickly 2 aboard for the Oaks. Only about 4 pitches into this one. Back-to-back singles by Gannis and Grant. Austin Carrillo, left-handed batter. 2 on, no out. Bunt popped up and caught by Tolia. That's a big first out. Carrillo tried to lay down the bunt, held in the air a bit too long, and the long strides by Tolia coming in from first. He collects the first out. There's 1 out for Zach Dode. Oaks third baseman, Dode. On the season against the Blues, Dode is 2 for 4 with an RBI and a walk. This is the third game between these two teams this season. Lardner starts him out with a strike. It's the 6th appearance for Robbie Lardner, his 3rd start of the season. His last start against the Saints was a rough one, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs on 5 hits. Couple walks and 5 Ks for Robbie. The pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. Chase Gallegos is doing the catching today for San Luis Obispo. Haven't seen Lardner in over a week. Getting the start here on a Friday night. Sinsheimer Stadium, good crowd filing in. Ball and a strike, and the pitch, a breaking ball that slipped out of his hand. It's 2-1 to Dode. Tyler Gannis, who's safe at second, laid down a perfectly placed bunt down the third baseline. Tate Samuelson, who's manning third for the Blues, thought it would roll foul. That thing stayed right on the chalk. So Gannis reached on a single, and Gavin Grant sent a bloop single to shallow right. 2-1 pitch. On its way to Dode. Runners dancing around. There's a base hit to right field for Dode. And everyone's going to hold up. Throw in from right was made by Kreitzman. It's a base hit for Duday. Oaks are in business with the bases loaded early and just one out for A.J. Salgado, the Oaks DH. Salgado with the bases loaded early, just one out here in the first. Lefty-lefty matchup, and Lardner starts him out with a fouled off strike one. Blues 10-12 on the season, coming off the 3-0 loss to Orange County. Blues are in fourth in the South behind Santa Barbara, Conejo, and MLB Academy. That pitch high. Lardner already going to have to work his way out of a bases-loaded jam here in the first. Gannis, Grant, and Duday have all singled to load the bases. 1-1 pitch. That was inside. These two teams played for the first time here at Sinsheimer Stadium on June 17th. 2-1 pitch. That's flared out to left center and dropping for the fourth single of the inning. And 2 runs are in on a 2 RBI single from A.J. Salgado, and the Oaks are in business. Runners on first and second. Still 1 out. 2 RBI single for Salgado gets the scoring underway. That makes Salgado against the Blues this season 5 for 7 with 4 RBIs now. Quick meeting between Gallegos and Lardner. Noah Carliner is going to stand in. What a start for the Oaks. We mentioned they're coming off of a 7-3 loss to the first-place Santa Barbara Foresters. The Oaks in that game scored first, but quickly fell behind 2-0 after an inning. Then the game was tied at 2 until a 3-run bottom of the 7th by Santa Barbara gave them the lead they would never relinquish. The Oaks had just 1 hit through 7 innings. Then put themselves in position to come through. They had the bases loaded in the 8th and the 9th and were unable to plate a run. Would end up losing by 4. Lardner looking for that second out. 1-0 pitch. Tried the corner and missed. It's 2-0. So Carliner, the Oaks' first baseman, getting his chance to come to the plate and add to his RBI total of 6 on the season. 2-0 pitch from Lardner. That's popped up. Playable. Gallegos has it for out number 2. Big second out. Oaks already with 4 hits, all singles. 2 driven in by Salgado. Now there's 2 out for Colin Heineck. Duday's at second, Salgado at first. Heineck, the Oaks catcher, getting his chance, the 7th Oak to come to the plate in this top of the first. Last time these two teams played, the Oaks had 10 hits. There's strike 1. Eight of which were singles in the last game these two teams played back on June 24th, a 5-4 loss for the Blues. Already 4 singles for the Oaks, and it continues to be death by 1,000 cuts against the Blues. 0-1 pitch. Quickly 0-2. Lardner trying to settle in, limit the damage, just the 2 runs here in the first. First chance for hot sauce from the Blues faithful. Lardner, his 0-2. Ground ball, hit foul. We'll do it all over again. 20th pitch for Lardner. Going to be delivered to Heineck here in the first. You know, it just seems like a lot of Blue starters, if they ever have bad outings, it starts right in the first. They have a long 20-pitch first inning. Then they usually settle in, but it's that top of the first that's been tricky. 0-2, swung on and missed, strike three. Gallegos holds on to it, inning over. After Lardner picks up his first K of the day, gets out of the first with only 2 runs scoring on an A.J. Salgado 2-run single. They had the bases loaded, and Lardner keeps them just 2. Blues bats coming to the plate, and as you'd expect after not getting a hit in Wednesday night's contest, Bob Miller has switched up the lineup. It's a unique one that we have not seen yet this season. A few things that we have seen before, but here's how the Blues look this evening. They'll send Nathan Shamela to lead off again. He'll DH, followed by Aiden Anderson, who's in center field. Chase Gallegos will bat third and do the catching. Zach Tolia, of course, always batting cleanup and manning first base. Cody Darcy's going to play shortstop and bat fifth. E.J. Kreitzman is the right fielder. Colin Villegas will be in left. Tate Samuelson's at third. C.J. Maciel shifts over to the right side of the infield. And Hillman second base. So that's how the Blues line up this evening. Again, our starting lineup's brought to you by Dairy Creek Golf Course of San Luis Obispo. Learn, practice, play at Dairy Creek. Getting the start for the Oaks is Tommy Brandenburg, a sophomore out of Oregon. 0-2 record, 15.75 ERA for him. He's really trying to bounce back from a couple rough outings. 8 full innings pitched. He struck out 7, walked 3, giving up 14 hits in those 2 starts. Last pitched on the 25th of June. He gave up 5 in 6 innings pitched. But his first start of the season was really when the wheels started to fall off. 2 innings pitched, 9 earned runs on 8 hits. So looking for his best start of the season. He's already been giving a 2-0 cushion. And here's Shamela for the Blues. Lead off the home half of the first. First time the Blues have seen Brandenburg. First pitch to Shamela's inside for ball 1. For Nathan, the average at 400 even, still to lead the ball club. Grounded foul. Not a traditional leadoff hitter. Will either DH or do the catching. But Bob Miller saying, especially with the loss of Jake Simons, who was their staple in the leadoff spot and center field, got to adjust, find guys to fill in the role. Shamela flares one out to right. That'll hang in the air for a while, but drift foul and drop for strike 2. So for now, Shamela filling in that role about the past 3 games. In his 8 games, he's collected 12 hits and 6 RBIs. Walked a bunch and doesn't strike out too much. Catcher out of Dartmouth. 1-2 pitch from Brandenburg. That's high and inside. Shamela against the Oaks this season, just 1 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. 2-2 pitch. Nate grounds that one foul. Blues last night went 0 for 12 with runners on. They were hit by a pitch 3 times. They walked 7 times. They reached on an error and had the bases loaded in the 8th. Unable to come through in the 3-0 shutout loss. That's grounded foul again. Shamela stays alive here in a lengthy at-bat to start the home half of the first for the Blues. Offensive numbers have gone down, as mentioned. 242 team average. It's about 8 points lower than where they've been a lot of the season. 6 runs per. For most of June, it was 8. 8 hits per, that's about the same. Shamela fouls another one off. Good battle here going. The strikeout numbers have gone up 10 a game for Blues hitters. This will already be the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shamela grounds it. Fair, down at third. And that throw gets away. Duday onto Carliner. And Shamela's going to reach safely. After an 8-pitch battle, he's safe at first. We're going to give that an E3. So Shamela reaches on in air. Carliner unable to pick the throw from Duday at third. And it's a leadoff base runner for the Blues and Aiden Anderson. Dave Solis out to have a word with the crew chief. Calling balls and strikes, our home plate umpire. The last game between these two teams, Blues wish they could have it back, led 3-2 till the bottom of the 8th. Then it was tied at 4 going into the bottom of the 9th. And with runners on second and third, a wild pitch from Luke Mastoni was spiked in the dirt, and that runner would score. And the game would end 5-4 in favor of the Oaks. Strike one delivered to Aiden Anderson, the sophomore outfielder out of Xavier. Shamela aboard after reaching on an air. Brandon Berg set. Fires no 1 pitch. Tried the corner and missed. It's 1-1. For Anderson, his bat's been pretty consistent. 323 average in 11 games. He's picked up 10 hits, 4 doubles. For Aiden, 7 RBI and 6 walks. Ball and a strike. Anderson takes high. Two-one pitch. That's fouled off again, 2-2. So Shamela reached on an air after an 8-pitch at-bat in what was a battle to get things started. Just the polar opposite of what we saw last night from the Blues. A lot of one-pitch at-bats, a lot of pop-ups, a lot of quick outs for the Riptide in their combined no-hit effort. 2-2. That's high and inside over the head of Anderson, and the count's full. So already 2 lengthy at-bats going on here. Shamela already reached. Anderson awaits a payoff pitch. This is the highest Anderson's hit in the order. Joined the team in the middle of June. Payoff. Took ball 4, and it's a walk for Anderson. They're on first and second. Still nobody out for Chase Gallegos.
Now for the Blues, the catcher from UNLV, number 17, Chase Gallegos.
So an 8-pitch at-bat from Shamela. He reaches on an air. A 6-pitch at-bat from Aiden Anderson. He walks. And here's Chase Gallegos. Brandon Berg, his first pitch to him is fouled straight back against the netting. 0-1. Nothing in 1 the pitch. Bunt shown by Gallegos, and that pitch taken in the dirt. Both pitchers dealing with traffic here early in the first inning. Another polar opposite start to a ball game. Last night we didn't have our first hit until the 4th inning. That was, of course, by the Riptide. 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive, base hit to left by Gallegos, beyond the reach of Dode. Rounding third is Shamela. The throw in from left is on, takes a hop, not collected. It's 2-1 on an RBI double from Chase Gallegos. They've got to hit, and they've got to run. It's 2-1. Tolia now with second and third. Still no one out. It's got to feel good for the Blues, not only getting an extra base hit in the first, but plating a run because of it. Gallegos, his bat stays hot, and here's Tolia, who takes a strike. Tolia still the team leader in RBIs with 19. And, of course, hits with 23. He's had more at-bats and played in every game this season for the Blues. Our most consistent player. 0-2 now. That RBI for Gallegos, his 7th of the season and his 5th double to tie him for the team lead with Cody Darcy. 0-2. The pitch from Brandenburg is flared out to right. That'll be caught. Tagging from third is Anderson. The throw to the plate is on line and in time to get him at home. 2 out from the outfield assist by Gannis. Good catch and throw. Anderson out at the plate. Gallegos moves to third. Anderson was digging from third, trying to score on a sac fly possibility. Gannis threw him out on a hop at the plate. Good tag applied by Heineck, and a good job of not allowing Anderson a clear path to reach safely. 2-1 our score, 2 out bottom first. Cody Darcy's coming to the plate with a runner on third. Brandenburg trying to strand that runner at third and keep his team in front. His first pitch to Darcy is fouled straight back. A 1 pitch. Darcy looks at it, takes high. Pitch count's got to be approaching 20 for Brandenburg, if not more, as he's facing the 5th batter for the Blues in this inning. A 1-1 pitch to him is in there for a strike. Off speed gets him ahead in the count. Already an outfield assist from Gannis has kept this game at 2-1 on a great throw from right. 1-2 pitch. Darcy pops this one up to shallow center. And Carrillo will position himself under that to make the catch to end the inning. Blues played a run on Chase Gallegos and his RBI double. 2-1 our score as we head to the second inning. Blues looking for their first win against the Oaks this season. Lardner's coming out for the second inning. He'll face Glowacki, Brooks, and then we'll be back to the top of the lineup in Tyler Gannis. Our score 2-1, and we appreciate you hanging out with us on this Friday night, making Blues baseball part of it in your entire 2022 summer. We're hanging out, press box here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Good crowd on hand. They're back for the weekend series, and we'll be back for the second inning in 60 seconds. Thanks for hanging out. second. Tyler Glowacki, the Oaks left fielder, going to stand in to face Robbie Lardner in a lefty-lefty matchup. The Conejo Oaks sent 7 men to the plate in the first inning, plated 2 runs on an A.J. Salgado 2 RBI single. First pitch from Lardner here in this inning is taken for ball 1. Robbie Lardner making his 3rd start. Again, as mentioned, hasn't pitched in college yet, but will be an incoming freshman at Cuesta. About 25 minutes from here to play for Bob Miller, who's been with the program for 2+ decades and has been a staple of the area at Cuesta College. 2-0. That's high, and it gets away for ball 3. And with the count 3-1, Glowacki checked his swing. Ball hit the bat, and he went down, so the count's full. Don't think we've seen that yet this season. Payoff pitch from Lardner. Popped him up, left side of the infield. Samuelson and Darcy are there. Darcy makes the catch. 1 out for Jack Brooks.
At the plate for Conejo, number 33, the second baseman, Jack Brooks.
Lardner's retired 2 straight, dating back to the first, and starts Brooks out with a swinging strike. Oh, 0-1. Now 0-2. Lardner looking for a much quicker second inning than his first. 20+ pitches, 2 runs. That's second inning. Blues pitching staff, the ERA at 5.68. There's a swinging strike 3. Second strikeout for Lardner. 2 out in the inning. Staff ERA 5.68, lowest it's been all season. Still giving up about 10 hits a game. But it's not only against this Oaks team where it's all singles, it feels like. It's how it's been against a lot of teams. Giving up 10 hits a game, we'll say about 60% are singles, 9 strikeouts, still about 5 walks a game for the pitching staff. But the offense matches that, walking about 5 times a game themselves. Ball 1. Two 2-0 quickly. Tyler Gannis, who led off the ballgame with a bunt single down the left field line. Fouled back. First souvenir for a lucky fan, and it's 2-1. Gannis now in three games against the Blues. He's 5 for 6. Leading off this one, playing right field. Takes a 2-1 pitch inside to get ahead on Lardner, 3-1. Oaks are second in the South at 7-6 behind the Santa Barbara Foresters. That bunt is popped up to the left side, and that'll fill the count as the pitch drops foul. Santa Barbara always at the top of the CCL South standings. Blues are normally competitive year in and year out. Payoff pitch There's a line drive caught by Samuelson over at third. What a play by Tate. He timed his leap beautifully. Pitch might have even drifted foul, but soft liner caught by Samuelson to end the inning. We're heading to the bottom of the third after Lardner pitches a 1-2-3 scoreless second. He's retired 5 straight. Lardner settled in, and we're going to the home half of the second. Kreitzman, Villegas, and Samuelson, who just made the play to end the inning, will be up for the Blues. 2 on our score with the Oaks in front. Blues bats going to get their second chance against Tommy Brandenburg when we come back. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Blues. We're back in 90 seconds, and we appreciate you hanging out. Kreitzman leads off the bottom of the second for the Oaks. For the Blues, excuse me. We're playing the Oaks. Brandenburg sets himself and fires ball 1 to EJ, right fielder out of Columbia. One-0 pitch. Kreitzman fouls it off. For Kreitzman, it's his 8th game as a Blue. Getting all his starts in the outfield. Made his debut against these Oaks back on June 17th, the first game that these two teams played against each other this season. In that game, he went 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run in his first at-bat as a Blue, and it was on the first pitch he saw. 1-2. 2-2. Looking to recreate that magic. Only 3 hits on the season for him. Last time out against the Oaks, he went 0 for 4 in that game at Cal-Lou in Thousand Oaks. That game kind of continued the trend of the Blues not losing for a lack of effort, just a lack of execution. Haven't won back-to-back games many times this season. Haven't lost back-to-back either. 2 games under 500, trying to get back there and climb their way towards the top of the CCL South, which really no one's out of. Ball 4, and Kreitzman has a walk. Leadoff base runner for the Blues for the second straight inning, and here's Colin Villegas. Villegas, who played his college ball just across the street at Cal Poly. Bottom third of this Blues lineup, and their first chance to see Brandenburg. The pitch, ball 1. That fastball popped up and out of play to even the count. That ball bounces into the Oaks visiting bullpen. Villegas, this is his 9th game as a Blue, with the average at 174 coming into tonight. That's strike 2. Kreitzman worked a leadoff walk. Now Villegas in a 1-2 count. Brandenburg set. And his 2-strike pitch just misses. Getting on base never been a problem for the Blues this season. They've already walked twice and reached on an error. They walk about 5 times a game, walked 7 times on Wednesday night. There's ball 3, and the count's full again to Villegas. For the second straight batter, Brandenburg really to have any quick outs. Was helped by Zach Tolia flying out to right in the first inning. And then an outfield assist from Gannis made that into a double play. Here's a payoff pitch. It's a ground ball hit to third, but foul. Count and situation remain the same with Kreitzman at first. The count full to Villegas. 2-1 game here. Already as many combined runs as we saw in Wednesday night's ball game. 3-0 final. The lowest scoring game of the season. Second straight walk. We hear the Zach Brown band and Chicken Fried. That's when we know Tate Samuelson's coming to the plate. Third season with the Blues for Tate. Man in third base has already caught a soft line drive and batting 8th today. Ducks on the pond for Tate after back-to-back walks from Kreitzman and Villegas. And it's the second straight Cal Poly Mustang to come to the plate in the bottom of the second. Brandenburg's first pitch to him is taken for ball 1. Gets away from Heineck for a second, but he recovers it. Samuelson's 5th game of the season. Really yet to get hot with the bat. Saw him hit .272 last season. This is his 5th game with the Blues this season. He's only got 2 hits. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Ball 2, and Brandenburg struggling with command here in the second. Thought that might be the case for the Oak starter. Well, he's already walked as many men in this ball game as he has in his previous 2 starts combined. A 2-0 pitch now. Samuelson fouls it straight back. Oh, it just went over the press box. That might have deflected off into the stands. Count 2-1. If that one was a little more to the left, I would have had a chance to catch that one. Last season, we had 1 foul ball that was hit kind of like the one Tate just did. It ended up in here. There's one that's fouled up and out of play again, and the count's 2-2. 2 straight souvenirs given to the fans from Tate Samuelson. Samuelson out of San Diego. College and summer ball here on the Central Coast. The happiest city on earth, San Luis Obispo. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brandenburg comes home. Samuelson sends one down the right field line to first. And Carliner catches that one on a hop, tosses to second. They get an out. Samuelson reaches on a fielder's choice. They're at the corners now with 1 gone. So Carliner caught a sharp ground ball. Got the out at second. Samuelson safe at first on a fielder's choice. And here's C.J. Maciel. Maciel, the second baseman tonight, looks at ball 1 high. Another long inning for Brandenburg. And more traffic. That tying run for the Blues is at third. Ball 2. Off-speed pitch, missed high. Maciel against the Oaks this season, 2 for 5 with an RBI. Shifting over to the right side of this infield. Normally the shortstop. Strike 1. Kreitzman walked, Villegas after him, and Samuelson just reached on a fielder's choice. They've got him cornered with 1 out. We're in the second inning. 2-1 pitch. Maciel grounds 1. Foul. Two-two pitch. Got him swinging. First strikeout for Brandenburg, and it's the second out of this inning. To the top we go, and Nathan Shimela. Shimela reached on an error in the bottom of the first. Catcher out of Dartmouth, who sends one down the left field line, just foul. Would have been extra bases, would have tied this game and possibly given the Blues the lead, but after all that, it's a long and loud strike 1. So Shimela will grab his bat, step back into the box. He was excellent for Dartmouth this past season. 2022, his average at .301. Started 34 games. Drove in 19. 342 on base percentage. Only made 3 errors all season doing the catching. And wasn't too bad with the bat. Shimela had more multi-hit games for Dartmouth this past season than games without a hit. That was inside and taken for strike 2. And we mentioned that he might have 50 less at-bats than Zach Tolia because Shimela joined the team late this season. But still, in 30 at-bats, he's batting .400, and that's enough for us to give him the title of team leader in average. 0-2 as Brandenburg fires in a pitch. That's grounded foul. Half-hearted swing from Shimela. He'll try to make it down to first, but won't in time. And Heineck grounds the swinging bunt, fields the swinging bunt, throws to first. Inning over, and we're ahead to the third. 2-1 ground out. Blues can't capitalize on back-to-back walks and Samuelson reaching on a fielder's choice. Brandenburg gets out of the jam. High pitch count, but still pitches a scoreless second and keeps our score at 2-1. Lardner's coming out for the third. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Oaks order. Grant, Carrillo, and Dode, when we come back. Back in 60 seconds. Thanks for hanging out. To the third we go, and Gavin Grant's second at-bat starts out with ball 1 from Robbie Lardner. Grant already 1 for 1 against Lardner. He picked up a single back in the first. was a bloop single to right. That makes Grant 3 for 9 against the Blues this season. Lays down a bunt, again perfectly placed down the left field line, and that is a bunt single. That's the second for the Oaks. I mean, we have not seen two better bunts in a game this season. Both resulting in hits, both perfectly placed down the third base line, and that makes Grant 2 for 2. Now here's a bat that the Blues have kept in check. In 3 games against the Oaks, they've held Austin Carrillo to 0 for 7 at the plate with 3 walks. So he's still gotten on base, but this is a guy who on the season's hitting .288 coming into tonight. Doesn't have a hit yet against these Blues. Lardner starts him out with ball 1. One-0 pitch. Samuelson, third baseman for the Blues on the infield grass as Carrillo takes ball 2. Last time these two teams played here, the Oaks felt right at home. 11 runs plated for Conejo. Did not have that same amount of success here at Sinsheimer Stadium last season. That's in their first strike. 2-1 now. Fortieth pitch for Lardner. Here it is. Runner takes off for second. It's a ball in the dirt. Gallegos throws. Darcy picks it, but not in time to apply a tag. It's a stolen bag for Grant. He's in scoring position with the count 3-1 on Austin Carrillo. As we enter the third, the crowd is certainly filled out as more fans make their way into historic Sinsheimer Stadium. Another good crowd on hand. A bunch of our orange seats taken up and not a lot of room in the grass. People bringing their chairs out, settling in. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. And they're on first and second with no one out. 4th walk for Carrillo against the Blues this season. And he's aboard for Zach Dode. Dode 1 for 1 as well. He had a single to left that loaded the bases in the first. Lardner starts him out with ball 1, and Gallegos will go get that ball. Dode is 3 for 5 against the Blues this season. Here comes Bob Miller. After Lardner just threw another pitch in the dirt. No pitching change, but Bob Miller probably relaying the message to him, possibly telling him this is his last hitter. Maybe, depending on how quickly he works in this inning. Dabbs warming. Chase Dabbs is warming. But Robbie Lardner is going to remain in the game to pitch. We're in the top of the third, and the Oaks have plated their first 2 runners. It's Dode. We just saw ball 1 from Lardner. Here's the second pitch. That's high again. Two-0. There's a line drive, base hit beyond the reach of Samuelson into left field. This will plate another run for the Oaks on an RBI single from Zach Dode. 3-1 Conejo, and they're still at first and second with nobody out.
Number 21, the designated hitter, A.J. Salgado.
RBI for Dode. He's 2 for 2 as well. Here comes Bob Miller, and here comes that pitching change. Chase Dabbs, the left-hander, has been warming for the Blues, and he's going to come in. Lardner is responsible for the men on first and second. He's given up 3 earned. Pitches into the third. Officially will leave this game with 2 innings pitched, 2+ innings pitched. And it'll be Dabbs in to pitch for the Blues. He'll face Salgado, Carliner, and Heineck, trying to limit the damage to just the 1-run scoring. We're in the third, and it's game 23 of the Blues season, their 76th season of existence. Just incredible. Happy to have you along with us in attendance or hanging out with us on the Blues Streaming Network. Chase Dabbs is going to warm, and we'll be back in the top of the third in 60 seconds. We're back in the third, and it's A.J. Salgado who's responsible for the 2-run scoring in the first, has a chance to tack on to more here in the third. Chase Dabbs in to pitch in relief of Robbie Lardner. It's the first time we've seen Dabbs pitch in relief since our game on June 7th at MLB Academy. Ball 1 issued there. Dabbs, a senior out of St. Mary's College of California. He's from Redlands. And this is his 7th appearance this season. 1-0 and quickly 2-0. Dabbs last pitched on the 26th when an inning and 2/3 against the Santa Barbara Foresters gave up 7 earned on 5 hits in what was his roughest outing of the season so far. Quickly 2-0. And now 3-0. Dabbs, who really was consistently excellent through the first month of the season, through his first, let's say, 5 appearances, his ERA was 2.92. He had a sub-3 ERA. After that outing against the Foresters, it ballooned all the way up to 7.07. So that just one bad outing can have a guy looking like they're having, a so-so season. That's not the case with Dabbs. One bad outing out of 6. Everyone's in motion, and that pitch is fouled off. And the count is now full at 3-2. We'll update that for you.
And free foul ball sponsored by Mike Smith State Farm. Sponsors all of our foul balls tonight.
Count's full to Salgado, 1 for 1 with a 2 RBI single already. And Chase Dabbs in to pitch. Here's the payoff. Fouled off again.
It's up on the third base side. That one looks like it might be in the parking lot. Kids take care of it and go for it. Again, thanks to Mike Smith, State Farm.
Dabbs sets himself. Another payoff here. Got him looking. Strike 3 called. Might have been a bit delayed, but it's the first K and a big out for Dabbs here in the third. Salgado retired, and it'll be up to Carliner now. Carliner with 2 on and 1 out. The pitch from Dabbs is fouled off again for strike 1. Great job by Chase to work back from 3-0 down in that at-bat to Salgado. Come back with 3 straight strikes to get him out. Nothing in 1. Here's the pitch. Taking off for third, and Dabbs notices. And caught in a rundown is Carrillo. Tag applied by Dabbs over at third. He is out. And remaining at second base will be Dode. Poor base running decision made by Carrillo. He's off the base paths. Now there's 2 out. Dode at second. Carliner at the plate. Gavin Grant came in to score on his RBI single. That pitch behind him. And thinking about coming in to score was Dode. The throw to third. He'll be safe there. Whew, a lot going on here. Count is 1-1. We did see a run score on a pass ball last night. Saw a second run score on good base running by Orange County, who just played great small ball all night. Umpires are going to confer here. The count is 1-1 to Noah Carliner. So they're going to say that Carliner was hit by the pitch. That one that ended up behind him, they're going to say it hit him. And in the process, Dode will have to go back to second because the ball was not live. So we'll correct everything on our scoreboard, I should say. We're going to wipe the count clean. We're going to put runners on first and second, and there's 2 out for Colin Heineck. Carliner was officially hit by a pitch. The umpires conferred, made the call. Heineck now, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, stands in. 2 out, top third. Dabbs comes home. Ball 1. Dode at second, Carliner at first. 2-0 the count to Colin Heineck. Dabbs had only given up 4 earned runs in 6 appearances prior to that start in Santa Barbara. Fouled back, and it's 2-1. But those 7 earned runs, seeing his ERA balloon, but has really been one of the more consistent pitchers. Steps off here, forcing Dode to head back into second base. This is game 16 for the Oaks. We played a couple in non-conference play. Second in the South in the standings, a 2-1 pitch. This is grounded to third. Played on a hop by Samuelson. He'll throw across the diamond. High throw. Tolia taps his foot back down on the bag, and that's the inning. Whew. Good play by Tate. Good job by Tolia to reach up and grab that one and get back down onto first. Retiring Heineck 5-3. So after a lengthy top of the third, we see our first pitching change as Chase Dabbs comes in for Robbie Lardner. Book closed on Lardner. Pitched 2+ innings, pitched into the third, 3 earned, couple Ks for Robbie. Dabbs comes in and picks him up, gets him out of the jam. We're headed to the home half of the third, and Tommy Brandenburg is going to still be out there for the Oaks. His third inning of work coming up, and he'll face 2, 3, and 4 for the Blues as well. San Luis Obispo trying to bounce back from the 3-0 loss to the Orange County Riptide. We're in the third inning as we're just underway here at Sinsheimer Stadium, and we appreciate you hanging out with us on a Friday evening in SLO. What's better than this? We're back in 90 seconds. Thanks for hanging out. We're back for the bottom of the third, and Aiden Anderson, who takes strike one from Brandenburg. Anderson walked back in the first. Came around, or didn't come around to score, excuse me. Shemela came around to score on Gallegos' RBI double. Back-to-back breaking balls in there, 0-2. That pitch got away. Anderson's going to reach first. So Anderson strikes out and reaches first on a dropped third strike. Early break for the Blues. Anderson struck out on 3 pitches, but the third pitch was dropped. He reaches first. Here's Gallegos, who drove in the only run for the Blues so far today. On his RBI double in the first, he takes a strike. The leadoff man has reached in all 3 innings for the Blues, all a different way. Error, walk, now a dropped third strike. Here's an 0-1 pitch. That Gallegos flares out to right. Gannis coming in. He'll make the catch. Tolia, who's 0 for 1, he flew out to right. Anderson tried to score on what would have been a sac fly for Tolia, but he was out at the plate as well. That was a double play, outfield assist from Gannis in the first. Tolia takes a pitch in the dirt. Tolia just 1 for 10 on the season against the Oaks. And that one hit actually